Hello everybody and welcome to Notorious Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm Notorious Cly, and today we have a very special deck profile for you. This is my deck for the 25th Anniversary Collection Challenge that I'm doing with my friend Kevin from Kevin Productions. So Kevin and I thought it would be really fun if we both opened 2 boxes of the Legendary Collection set, and then built a deck using only the cards we opened from them, and dueled. The only catch or stipulation or specific rule we're adding to the format is that you have to use both of the 25th anniversary special rarity cards that you pulled in your deck as your boss monsters, which isn't a bad thing because we get to play with these two beauties. Look at these. If I could center them up on the camera. Look at those. Those are fantastic. Look how shiny they are. Any day you get to play with Dark Magician and Slide for the Sky Dragon is a good day too. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump right into the deck profile. So I'm just going to break these down into types of card, how I've used them in my deck. So first up is the boss monsters. We have Dark Magician and Slide for the Sky Dragon. Fantastic. A little worried about Cypher needing 3 tributes. I don't think that's going to happen too easily, but if we pull it off, we should be undefeatable. Next up are our utility monsters. So these are monsters that we pulled with decent enough effects to play, and some of them are bangers. We have Time Wizard, the GOAT. Win the duel in an instant. 1 card come back if we need it. Love it. The other GOAT, which is the Black Forest. Being able to search anything I need in my deck is going to be so crucial. And then we have Cyberjar for Cyberjar Shenanigans. We all know this card. We all love this card. So happy that it's in my deck and not my opponent's. Then we have 2 monsters that I'm kind of viewing as removal monsters. We have Gale Lizard and Dream Clown. Gale Lizard on flip can bounce something. Dream Clown needs no introduction. One of the key cards to Clown Control from way back in the day. Love that I have some removal options. Removal is going to be so difficult to find in this format. At least I think it is. So I'm glad I have some options. Then we have Cyber Raider. I think equip cards are going to play a big part in this upcoming duel. So being able to yoink one or destroy one, fantastic. Then we have our burn tools. We have Balloon Lizard and Cannon Soldier. Cannon Soldier needs no introduction. The father of so many FTKs. I don't think we're going to be FTKing, but it is nice to know that if ever we find ourselves in a sticky situation, but we still need to do some damage, we have Cannon Soldier available to us. Balloon Lizard does some burning. I don't think it's worth talking about, though. It's Balloon Lizard. Look it up if you're interested. I wanted to keep this deck profile kind of short, sweet, and fun and entertaining. We don't need to talk about the competitive viability of Balloon Lizard. Next up are monsters that are half utility, half aggro. We have Molten Zombie and Sacred Crane. Sacred Crane, when it's special summoned, I can draw a card. Molten Zombie, when it's special summoned from the graveyard, I can draw a card. I have a way to do that. Stay tuned. But decently statted monsters at 1600 attack makes them, pretty decent beaters. But also the ability to draw a card is going to be great, going to be fantastic. Likunga, I can banish 2 water monsters from my graveyard to special summon a token. I figured anything with special summoning is probably good enough to include in this format. And 1700 attack is also decent enough to include, so that's good. Then I have Zolga. When Zolga is used for tribute summon, I can gain 2,000 life points. Cool. I mean, probably not going to win the game, but it's always nice to be able to add a little bit extra life points into the mix, especially when you consider some of the aggro options I have available to me. And that's what we're going to go over next. So our first and probably best aggro option is going to be Jiragumo. I just get to infinitely halve my life points to attack with a normal summonable 2,200 attack beater. Incredible. Next we have Berserk Gorilla. Fantastic, 2,000 attack beater. A little restriction on Berserk Gorilla just because it has to attack if it is able to, and it's destroyed if it's in defense position. But, you take that for 2,000 attack normal summon. Speaking of 2,000 attack normal summons, we have Shadow Knight Archfiend. Shadow Knight Archfiend requires me to pay 900 life points to keep it on board. It's mandatory, it's not optional. But 2,000 attack normal summonable monster. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Also worth noting too, Berserk Gorilla, Jiragumo, searchable by Witch. Just something to keep your eye on. And then we have Dark Scorpion, Grog the Strong. 1800 as a 1 tribute summon. Probably a little lower than what I'm comfortable with, but it also doubles as a removal monster. And if I'm ahead enough in the duel, being able to get an 1800 attack beater on board is, I think, decent enough. Decent enough. And then we're just going to fly through the rest of the aggro monsters because they don't really do too much. They're just decently statted monsters. Blindly Loyal Goblin, 1800 attack. Can't be change-hearted. Cool. Gyaku Girai Pande. I can't even throw those syllables together. Gains 500 attack for every monster my opponent controls. Great that it gets to get beefed up, and also does piercing damage, whatever. Neobug, 1800 beater. Dark Fire Soldier number 2, 1700 beater. Skull Mariner, water monster for Lakunga, and 1600 beater. Flying Kamakari number 2, 1500 beater. Harpy Lady, 1300 beater. Playing Flying Kamakari number 2 and Harpy Lady for a specific reason over other normal monsters that have base stats that are better, more impressive than those two. We'll get to that in a second here. And then probably my only defensive option in the deck, other than normal summoning like a big statted attack monster, is Soul Tiger. 2001 our defense, fantastic. Really hard to just beat over that. So great way to buy time. Next up are removal spells, I suppose. We have different Dimension Gate and Smash and Ground, the iconic Smash and Ground. Smash and Ground, goated. Different Dimension Gate, 2-for-1 removal, but it does banish, which is nice. It is vulnerable to spell and trap removal, which isn't nice, but any type of removal is going to be so key in this format. So next up are the attack boosters, the like spell and trap aggro tools, I suppose, are offensive utility cards. We have Rising Air Current, increases the attack of wind monsters. There you go, we figured it out while I'm playing Harpy Lady and Flying Kamakari number 2. Also worth mentioning that Shadow Knight Archfiend is a wind monster, which means it's a 2000 attack normal summon that can potentially be boosted to 2500 attack. Unbeatable. Next up is Stimpack and Wicked Flamberge Bow. Attack increasers, nothing too fancy, nothing too special. Then we have Stop Defense, the iconic Seto Kaiba 2-card combo. Change a defense position monster to attack mode. Summon a big attack stated monster. Attack the monster that is now in attack position. I know all the moves. Then we have Shooting Starbow Seal. Allows a monster to direct attack, which is really cool if you pair it up with Grog the Strong, because when Grog does battle damage, that's when it affects its effect procs. So that's a cool little combo. Next up, one of the greatest pulls I could have ever gotten. Call the Hunted. Great to get something back from the graveyard, whether it be a utility monster to use its effect again, or Secret Crane, or Molten Zombie to be able to draw an extra card. So many uses for Call the Haunted. And then we have Magic Drain. Great to be able to just cancel a spell if my opponent has any power spells. Nice that we have an answer to it. Dragon Capture Jar, just in case there's any dragon shenanigans, any Blue Eyes White Dragons that are going to be in this duel. I was running out of cards to play, and I figured Dragon Capture Jar is fun enough and iconic enough, and potentially game winning if my opponent's deck is based on getting a dragon out. Regulation of Tribe. I should have mentioned we're moving on to like our control defensive options now. So Regulation of Tribe, blinks an attack. Pretty good. Dragon Capture Jar, we already talked about. The Reliable Guardian, defense booster. Great, fantastic, wonderful. And then 2 copies of Curse of Fiend. I pulled doubles of a card, which is very surprising to me. Very weird that this normal spell has to be used in the standby phase, but it changes all monsters' battle positions, and I don't believe they can change it. So that's a really good defensive option. So that's the deck profile, everybody. God, I love that rarity. Love the 25th anniversary rarity. Makes me want to go buy more of them. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for enjoying the deck profile. Hopefully I see all of you during the duel. I'll be sure to post a link in the description in case you're finding this video after the duel is already posted. And till next time, everybody, be safe, have fun.